I'm coaching in Portuguese. I'm finally coaching in English again. So I'm just really having a lot of fun because we not only have made our practice and certain things more intense, we've also made our out-of-game relations much more entertaining, and we have a really good friendship and relationship inside the server and also outside, which has just helped kind of the vibes in the team, and I think everyone's really enjoying it.
Hey everyone, Seisha here. I'm here with MIBR's head coach Frod after a very strong series against 100 Thieves. I think it's not even 4 p.m. yet, which is wild to think about. Talk to me about the series. What made it go so well? Was everyone just on the same page throughout the whole time? Is it the preparation? Like, why was it as dominant like this?
I would attribute a lot of our preparation just because I'm sure a lot of teams care about practice, but we put that extra emphasis on how important practice is, kind of treat it like a match day every day. And we really just came in with a solid game plan. We won pretty much all the pistols except one, and when we lost the pistol, we ended up winning the thrifty right after. So I think really getting off to those really, really good starts helps us a lot because during the group stage, we did demolish some teams when we played them, but also we had some really close games. But in those close games that we won, we had really big leads and kind of blew those leads. So that was a really big focus of ours, which is to put forth a good start in the beginning, but also to really focus up on the second half because if we give any team here any chance at a comeback, they're going to take it because they're all so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we were talking about it before this interview had popped on. I feel like MIBR has just really grown, especially from kickoff where it was a really rough start. Actually, funny enough, it was the 100 Thieves series that put you in the lower bracket. What has been the biggest change with everything? Is it just stronger mid-round calls? Is it more cohesion? Like, why do you, after that rough start to 2025, how has the team just been able to really rise to this point?
I go back to practice, man, because really going into the season, we were the very last team to make any changes. We had no practice going into an off-season tournament already in December where we got second place. So we pretty much started kickoff with mainly 3, 4, 5 weeks of practice, which was really not enough. And we also had to go through some roster changes and try and role changes, things like this. So I think that, good things come from change. I think a lot of teams are kind of stagnating with their rosters, their roles and stuff like that. And we're not afraid to make those tough decisions. And really that paid off a lot for us because Verno has been an amazing acquisition for our team. Just not only his firepower, but his intelligence and guiding us through a lot of mid-rounds and providing some ideas. I think that was something that we were lacking during kickoff, which was we kind of were going into the rounds wanting to do a specific plan and not having different options or variables within the round. And now we have someone who is very vocal within the mid-round, and all of our players are very well drilled, and we've done our dry runs, worked on our timings, and really taken practice to, I would say, a different level or maybe a different way that it's kind of a little bit I don't know the right word. It's not a really normal way that we practice. A lot of other teams probably just it's a very unconventional way that we practice, and it's really more in line with some of the things I used to do back in the day when I had my success. So I think that that's really helped us a lot to our practices are really just building blocks towards our match, and we're really showing the results in the server.
I'm curious, how did you find that unconventional method that really just works for this specific team? Was that because of Verno coming to the team and then presenting ideas? Did you have a specific player or when you were just talking about what would work best for the team, how did you eventually come to that conclusion that while unconventional, this is how we really take major steps compared to other teams?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think it's kind of like two different answers. One, this kind of system that I have has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just maybe the previous rosters or previous teams, we didn't have the high IQ and the high levels of dedication. This is not to talk bad about any of my previous players or previous systems or whatever. It's just when you have such high caliber players with so much IQ all across the board, it makes the process of how we practice available to us. And the way that I at least have this method of practice has been something that my teams have been doing since 2002, 2003 that really helped us create a dynasty in 1.6 and just our dedication towards our practice and how we approached our practice. And I think it's something that, even if someone knew exactly what it was, which I can't really discuss all the details, it's kind of like, I don't know if the teams have the capability to do it. And that's not a knock on players. Sometimes some players are more like shooters than they are like cerebral players. But when you have the combination of cerebral talent and you also have that intelligence and raw firepower, you can have that deadly combination where you can take certain things like practice to another level that, transition to in the game.
I'm genuinely curious because you're talking about how the game IQ for everything is a lot higher, so you can really go into depth with more of the strategy aspects that you were capable of because you had 20 years in 1.6. Is this the most fun you've ever had as a coach?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, going in Loud was a very fun experience, and I had a great time because we had some success. But oh my God, I was learning a brand new language even the first few months. Even watching some interviews that I did back in the day in Portuguese, it was terrible. I think that my Portuguese has stepped up. So I think there I was kind of like a deer caught in a headlight. Like, I don't know where, kind of felt like I'm in over my head, even though I was enjoying myself. Yeah. Now I'm coaching in Portuguese. I'm finally coaching in English again. So I'm just really having a lot of fun because we not only have made our practice and certain things more intense, we've also made our out-of-game relations much more entertaining. And we have a really good friendship and relationship inside the server and also outside, which has just helped kind of the vibes in the team. And I think everyone's really enjoying it.
That's awesome. And I like that you bring up English, early CS days, and then friendship. Because I have a picture for you, Frod. We always do this. Well, what's this about? You didn't have your beard or anything. What was going on here?
So I was like 17 years old there. That was one of my first tournaments. This was a team. It's called United 5. It was a team I joined before we kind of made our dynasty with Complexity. Yeah. This is the team that created that understanding of practice, created that whole base of how we operate. This is Moses. He's one of the famous casters. Yeah, he's one of the famous casters from CS. And then that's his big brother, Hare. Who is, I think he's, been gone for a while. Yeah. And this was Trip, which was my ex-teammate from Complexity. And that's Slick, a guy who was just on that United 5 team and kind of retired after. But yeah, so me and Moses were teammates. And this kind of this is a team that taught me how to really play Counter-Strike, how to the whole stuff I told you about the practice and how important it is to how you treat practice, how you dry run, how you approach the game. This was a team that created that. And we brought all of that, me and Trip, brought that over to Complexity and created that system there. And that's what took us to another level. But really, it's funny that we talk about this stuff, but this is the exact roster that kind of created that system. And we became one of the best teams in America out of nowhere. These are all 5 randoms that no one knew about. And we ended up becoming the highest placing American team at a major tournament, getting 7th place.
Yo, I have so many questions now. I mean, the first one I have to think about, I just can't believe that's Moses.
Yeah, that's when he had hair, even though he's covering it.
Yeah. Oh my God, wait, that's so. All right, I'll just provide some context for the viewers for, if you haven't followed Counter-Strike. Moses is a caster, commentator, analyst in Counter-Strike. Really good, really talented. Was coach for Team Liquid before, and Frod took this picture. I'll show it in the video.
But that's also why, for me, I have such good relationships in the scene. I've not many people know that, but I've known Moses for 22, 23 years now. So it's kind of like our relationship goes way back. They know about me, my personal life. I had around that age, my parents weren't really supportive of my gaming, so I was potentially moving out of my house at 17 years old, and them having that brother, they were 2 brothers, it kind of created a really family atmosphere, but also hardcore criticism and just full focus on becoming the best that you can be.
That's awesome. It seems like it really shaped your emotional quotient for working with players and personalities, as well as it really shaped how you would want a future system if you ever became a coach to be.
Exactly. And throughout my whole entire CS career, I pretty much played on United 5, Complexity, and EG. But it had the same core and same group of players. So we pretty much created that system in United 5 and kept it, and it only stayed within our team. So I'm sure that there's other teams that kind of thought about this, but in America and from within our like circle of players and stuff, we were the only ones that really did that. And I think that our practice is what attributes to our success then, and I think that that's what's doing for us now as well.
I also just want to take some time because you were back then during those days, for people that know, Frod was kind of a goated opera back then. So back in the days, there was this picture. It was like a Shanghai. Talk to me about this picture. Where was this? What year? Where were you at that point?
That was like 2007, I would say, 2006. And this was, it's called the team was WNV. That was against one of the best players at the time. But back in that day, around 2005, 2006, they would have these tournaments in Korea, and I think this one was in China, where you'd have to spend about 3 or 4 months there. So it's kind of like a little mini franchise, where it was like you played one match a week, then there was playoffs. So this was like my first real experience, because normally the tournaments were like 1 week long. This was 3 or 4 months long, and it was like my first time going to China. One of like my 10 or 12 times I've been to China, but this one was for 4 months. So it was kind of wild how much time I spent over there, and we ended up getting second place, so I was kind of pissed because we ended up losing to them. So we spent 4 months in China. First place was 70 grand, second place was 20 grand. So I was super, it's like the disparity was a lot. So I was really sad. And also, kind of a fun note, we went to this tournament. They canceled the tournament, so we flew back from China to Florida within like 3 days. Then they called back the tournament, so we ended up flying back to China. So I went to China, came back from China, went to China, all in 1 week. All in 1 week, yeah. It was kind of crazy.
Oh, my God. Wow, that's actually so wild to hear about this story. Oh, man, I'm running out of time. But I just wanted to leave you final words, because you have an opportunity to do something really special. You could, I don't know, maybe you could fly to Toronto, fly back, and then do all that.
No, I'm done with that. No, I mean, I appreciate you for the interview. I appreciate all the fans at home cheering us on, our family, and all of our families. I know that it's like a big sacrifice for all of us and all the players to be far away from home, but we're in this together. We're trying our very best, and we're doing everything that we can to bring not only a qualification to Brazil and a trophy for Brazil, but also to put MIBR's name on the map. You know, in Valorant, we didn't start off good as a franchise or a franchise team, and I think that this year we've really turned it around quite a bit. So really happy with that, and appreciative of the organization for doing everything for us and putting that faith in us to, really turn the ship around.
Awesome, Frod. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Yeah. That more, because I've spoken to Verno, and he was just talking about how he feels like with this team, he feels like he has kind of a voice.
Yeah. Like he's any opinion he can give, no matter what, and more than likely we're gonna listen. And even if we don't, we still let him speak. So,
dude, that kid's ability to problem solve is actually really wild. Because I've done interviews a long time. I've never seen someone answer the questions the way that he does. It's actually very cool.
For me, like, I'm a very solution-oriented coach, and I like him because he provides nothing but solutions in the game. And for me, that helps a lot, because really I don't have to pause as much as I need to, because half the time I'm like, man, I really think I might need to pause to maybe like preemptively call something to be like, hey, I think they're gonna do something, and we've already, someone, either Art or Verno, have made the call to do what I would have wanted to say. So it's kind of like they help me save my pauses, and really it's like a testament to like how good our practice is and how much we care about our practice, that everyone knows what we should adapt to depending on different scenarios. And I don't have to call the adaptation a lot, So
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to talk about that.
Yeah, sorry if I gave a good answer there, but
no, it's all good. I had to record it after that.